Okay, so this is going to cover how to install the autofocus software on a Mac for the Aurora autofocus systems. This is just going to cover installing the driver and the application. How to use it is contained in another article. So the documentation that you see here may be different by the time you view it. They constantly update. It is a good idea to go through the documentation so you have a good overview of what's going to be happening so that you can kind of keep up and have an idea. That said, I'm not going to closely follow this because there are a few steps that can be completely missed or on purpose. We can actually start at step 5 if we do it a certain way. So the only thing I'm going to need on this current document as it looks right now is to go all the way to the end of the page, and I'm going to download this autofocus Mac zip file. And when I do, I'm going to open it. Then I'm going to double click on it, and that's going to create a folder that's going to extract that. So you have 3 items here. And so what we want to do is get this driver and the autofocus software into the applications. Sometimes that can be a little weird, and I'll show you that it's not in there even though it is. So I used to drag them both in. I'm going to do this one at a time. I'm going to go and drag that driver over into applications. Then I'm going to click applications and find that driver right here. And I'm going to hold down the control key, hover and left click, and it'll open this window, and I'll click open. And it'll give you another prompt to open, and then we will click to install. And it says that the extension has been blocked. So we're going to go to Open Security Preferences. And you'll have to unlock this because what we need to do is allow this application to happen. So I'm going to click my lock icon and enter my password. And now that's not grayed out. So we can click allow. And then we can just close there, and you'll see install was a success. So we've got that part done. Now that said, the Aurora is on. It's plugged up USB to the Mac. I've hit the on button, and it's ready to go so that the computer can identify it and see it. So now that the driver's done, we want to go back to downloads and go into this folder that we extracted, and we still have this autofocus application. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to drag it over into applications, and then we're going to click applications, and we're going to do the same thing. Hold down control while you hover, left click, and it'll show open, and click open. And it says that it cannot be opened, and this is because it thinks we're not coming right out of application. So again, let's close the window, go back to our Finder, new Finder window, go to Applications, and we're going to try this again. Hold down Control, click, open. Now it will let you open, and it should add the exception, so you shouldn't have to do this next time. Now that it's open, we'll be able to see here that there are a few little choices. These are some earbuds. This is a Bluetooth port. This is what we're looking for, USB serial 14240. The number may or may not be the same, but it should look just like that. And that's the one that is selected. And down here is where you're going to add the data, the pulse and the gear pitch, focal length and speed, and your actual focus that you measure. And that's going to be in how to actually use this in that other article. But you can see that the Focus app does come up and it does connect. So we do have a connection. So I'm going to close that out. And then the next time you need to use the autofocus, you should just be able to double click it and it'll pop right open. You can click connect, put in your settings, hit send, and send those settings over to the autofocus system. So that's how that works. Thanks.